So guys, the Panasonic Eluga Ray is the latest by Panasonic. It has a 5-inch HD display, 720p HD display, IPS one. At the back you can see there is the flash. The camera is slightly protruding out and you have the speaker grill at the bottom. It has a good metallic design and it feels quite solid to hold in the hand. It has a 2.5D curved glass. You can see that the camera bump is slightly coming out on the top. 3.5mm jack on the top of this phone. On the right hand side we have the power button and the volume rocker for this one. On the bottom we have the micro USB port along with the small microphone, and the overall design of this phone is quite curved and good. It does have separate micro SD card slot apart from the dual SIM slots, and that is something good. It has a 4000 mAh battery and the design does feel solid to hold in hand. Under the hood it comes with a quad-core Mediatek MT6735 1.3 GHz chipset, 3 GB of RAM, 16 GB of onboard storage, and it comes with Android 6.0 Marshmallow out of the box, which is quite outdated by now. And if we talk about the sensors, it does come up with accelerometer and few other sensors, but there is no gyroscope sensor in this one. It scored 29,609 on the Antutu benchmark, which is an average score for a smartphone in this price range. Scored 55.8 FPS on the Nina Mark II benchmark, which is also an average score, not too great. And if we talk about the Geekbench 4 benchmark, it scored 559 on the single core and 1606 on the multi-core score, which are low scores when compared to a lot of other smartphones. If we talk about the camera for this one, it has a 13 megapixel primary shooter and a 5 megapixel front camera. It has a lot of dedicated modes like HDR mode, night mode, professional mode, etc. and it shoots only up to 720p HD videos. It does have a front facing flash and shoots up to 30 megapixel full 4:3 photos. The front camera is good considering the price range, and I found that in low light conditions both the primary as well as the secondary camera showed a little bit of noise, but the face beauty feature worked perfectly. You can take a look at the image samples to judge the quality of this device's camera for yourself. So judging by the pictures, the outdoor quality is quite great. In indoors, I found that in very low lighting conditions there were little bit signs of noise, but otherwise the camera is quite good. The front camera is good for shooting selfies, but the Beautify can go a little bit overboard sometimes, so I feel that it's better to turn it off. And the 720p video recording on both the front as well as the back cameras are good enough. But sometimes the back camera does have few autofocus issues. Apart from that, the quality was acceptable. If I talk about the user interface and experience of this smartphone, then it's quite good. It's almost near the stock Android experience, and the user interface does not have too much frills. It's quite clean and does work good. You have options to select widgets, etc., and the weather application does have a beautiful user interface. There is no clear word as to whether this device would receive the Android Nougat update or not, but I am optimistic about the future. When gaming on this device, I played really heavy games like Asphalt Extreme and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Asphalt Extreme ran without any hiccups on maximum possible settings, while Grand Theft Auto San Andreas showed a little bit signs of lag on the maximum possible settings, but slightly lowered down settings worked perfectly fine. And now let's test the audio playback for this device. The audio is loud enough to be heard in a noisy room, but not that much loud to be heard in a very noisy metro station or some other environment. Still, it's okay. If you keep the phone lying flat down, then also the audio won't get that much muffled up because of the small protrusion on the back. And the fingerprint sensor worked fine almost every time. The home button is the fingerprint sensor and it's also clickable at the same time, so you can use it for additional functionality also. What I liked about this phone was the design sense and the battery life for this one. What I also liked about this phone is the fact that it's a dual SIM phone that does not compromise on the micro SD card slot. The 2.5D display does look really great. There are cons about this phone, like the slight camera bump on the back of the phone and things like only 720p video recording, 720p display, which could have been a lot better, But still, for the price for which this smartphone retails, which is around 7,999 rupees, this smartphone is worth for the people who want a good design and good battery life and an OS which is almost near the stock Android experience. So guys, this was it for this video. In case you liked this one, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome detailed informative tech reviews like this. This is Aditya Najha from inspiredtorise.com. Signing off folks, stay inspired to rise.